Hello YouTubers. Today I want to talk about Starseeds, Masters of Light, WayShowers, Beings of Light, Angels, Indigo Children. The list goes long, but at the end of the day, this is what the humans or Terran or Earthlings would like to call us, or suggest that that's what we are. About a little over 13,000 years ago, there was a few different malevolent beings of extraterrestrial origin that came here on Earth, and they basically had really selfish agendas. They broke all universal laws which affect everybody's freedom of will. They didn't care. They lacked emotion, they lacked compassion, they lacked respect for things that weren't at their, I guess you could say, consciousness, intelligence, whatever you want to call it. The reptilians, the Anunnaki, the Greys, the Zetas, these are common names that you guys would call them. Some of the insectoid groups, but a lot of the insectoids have actually evolved. But they had very selfish agendas, and they came, and yeah, they taught you a few different things, you know, math, science, your religions. They taught you how to build. You know, the pyramids, they constructed, they built, they using laser technology and levitation devices. But about 13,000 years ago, it was decided by a lot of the Galactic Federation and other star systems to come in and help Earth, because approximately every 26,920 years, it's what is called the precessionary cycle, the equinox. And what happens is everything aligns up, okay? The vibrational frequency completely increases by a lot. It goes from the third dimensional frequency of existence into the fourth and into the fifth eventually. And that's the goal. Well, back in the day, we couldn't just come here and land our ships and say, hey, you bad guys, you gotta leave now because it's not cool, because it would be affecting the freedom of will, and we've been working against universal law. Okay, when you're a fifth dimensional being or higher, you work with the creator of all that is. You are his angels. You are a being of service, of selflessness. You're not a being of power, manipulation, control, taking advantage of others, greed. It's not like that. These beings were naughty. They were not cool, to say the least. They pretty much looked at the Earthlings or humans as food. Like most people look at cattle or sheep or chickens. Some people look at them and they're like, oh, that's a cute cow, but they won't hesitate to eat the first Big Mac or cheeseburger when they enter McDonald's or whatever. And just use metaphors because sometimes that helps. Okay, so about 30 years ago, a little past 30 years ago, a bunch of us devised a plan. It was called Mission Impossible. And what I mean by a bunch of us, I'm talking about the WayShowers, the Starseeds, the Indigo Children, the Masters of Light, all the beings that are from fifth dimension and above. They constructed this Mission Impossible. That was actually what we called it. And it was basically to go into Earth when she was at such a dark age, because she's been in a dark age for the last 13,000 years, because the reptilians have been the head honchos. They pretty much conquered every freaking planet around this whole solar system. They're master warriors, okay? They're anywhere from 8 to 13 feet tall. They weigh anywhere from 400 to 1,200 pounds. They're like built like just brick houses, man, like just huge. And they have scales, and they're hard to penetrate, and they're real telepathic, and they're super fast, and before you know it, they're gonna beat you up. I mean, that's just how they've conquered everybody. But what happens is we had this plan, and it was to come in here without affecting universal law, which is the Creator's law. It's God's law, if you want to call it God, Goddess of all that is. You know, it doesn't matter if you're Christian, Catholic, Muslim, Buddhist, whatever you are, it's cool. But everybody's got their creator or the supreme being, whatever you want to call it. Well, we work hand in hand with the supreme being, and we follow orders only from the supreme being, and we can't stray from that because then we'd fall back into vibrational density and be just like the silly guys running around playing all these silly games for this whole time. Earth needed to go through this dark period. It did. There was a lot of learning to do from every soul, because Earth is a school. It's like a kindergarten to the 3rd grade. In the grand scheme of things, that's what it is. It's from kindergarten to 3rd grade, and you got your enlightened people around here that they're pretty much 3rd graders, and you got your silly people, which is mass consciousness, which is 98% of the planet are the kindergartners. And you know, the 3rd graders kind of show the kindergartners how to do things, but the 3rd graders listen to the beings that are higher in vibrational frequency, which they're psychics, they're channelers, they're mediums. They're in touch. Okay, they're either taking a board craft. I mean, it's common play where if you raise your vibration, you're going to meet all these cool beings. It's just common knowledge. Okay. Yeah. So long story short, about last 30, 40 years, we had this mission impossible to come and to help Earth in her new birth pains, her new ascension process, her new birthing process into the golden age, the new age, the age of light. Okay. Because the Earth is being bombarded right now by tons of photon bands of liquid light, love light. I mean, the sun is giving off flares left and right. I mean, everybody in the world can feel this vibrational shift. Even if you're not in tune, you still know something's going to happen. The anxiety is building. All around the world is revolting. The powers at play are shifting. Everything's going to be new, okay? And for the good. It's a cleansing process. You know, you gotta cleanse your body in order to feel healthy at the end of the day. You know, every 6 months, if you cleanse your body, you feel great. If you don't cleanse, you just become toxic. It's common knowledge. It's just silliness. What else? So the way we figured out how to come here without affecting anybody's free will was to be incarnated through the birth canal. So myself, millions of others are from all these other different planets, these different galaxies, different regions. We signed up for this mission. It was like a contract. We signed it with the Creator, just like any other contract. It was just, this is my soul's plan. This is what we've got to do. So I decided I was going to be born of a certain mother at a certain time frame, at a certain place, with a certain family pod group, with all these certain life experiences to experience. We all did. That's what we signed up for. Okay. But the main goal was to raise the vibrational frequency of Earth more than it's been raised in the last 13,000 years, because it had to go through all those dark ages. So, long story short, in the last 30 years, we managed, all of us, as a collective, to change the Earth more than she's ever been changed before in the history of time. In all of Earth's history, we have managed in the last 30 years to do more than the last 13,000 years was able to do, which is huge. It's like a great victory. It's like the victory of the eons. You know, it's the millennia, whatever you want to call it. It's the biggest victory that we all could have ever wished for. But not only that, it's not only a victory to us here, it's a victory to every being in this galaxy, and not only this galaxy, in every other galaxy, in the infinite realms of all the infinite galaxies. Everybody's been watching us. It's kind of been like a Truman Show. If you've ever seen the movie Truman Show, Jim Carrey plays a great part. I'm not going to go into the Truman Show. If you want to watch it, it's a great movie. Just watch it and you'll get it. But we have been the biggest spectacle for every other being to watch. There's over 200,000 star nations gravitating around our planet right now. And they're what you call in cloak mode. There's trillions of light ships positioning themselves all around the planet, waiting for a disclosure, waiting for the Creator to just give the go-ahead, and then that way they'll disclose themselves to us. There'll be mass landings. It's going to be awesome. And they're all of the Galactic Federation of Light. Like I said, over 200,000 star nations strong are here, been monitoring this vicinity for quite some time. Okay? The reptilians are out of here. The Greys are out of here. All these malevolent little guys running around here playing all these silly little games for all this time, they're done. We won. The war has been done. It's one. We're just waiting for the last of the residual dark cabal to just bow down, bow out, and they have no more cards left to play. They don't. They're all out of luck. Okay. So the good news is we won the war. It's been going on for a long, long time. It took over 200,000 Star Nations to come here to beat the Draconians because they were so awesome. I mean, you know, when you're a bad motherfucker, you're a bad dude. It's just basically, it takes a lot to take you down, and that's what it took. It took a bunch of beings that weren't violent, weren't aggressive, were about love, light, compassion, to get all around them. And you know what? Even if they were mean, bless them with love and light. You know, it's kind of like, there's a lot of different spiritual teachings out there, but you know, when somebody does wrong to you, bless them. You know, they're only an aspect of yourself. Everybody that you see outside of yourself is a mirror image of your inner self reflecting back at you. This is universal law. Every spiritual being understands this. So the good news is, in the last 30 years, we've kicked butt. We won the war. We just have to wait for the abundance programs to kick out. We just have to wait for the disclosure to happen. People will be able to board the crafts, you know. Hang on, I don't know what time we're at. Hang on. But that's basically it in a nutshell. Okay? It's been a pleasure talking with you, sharing with you. If you have any questions or comments, feel free. Just keep them positive, man, because it's just going to come back. Universal law. What are you going to do? Take care. Love and light. Prosperity, peace, and abundance. Peace and namaste. And in Sirius, where we're from, the way we say is Salat Met Gajin, Salat Met Ja. Syrian for be one and be in joy. Have a good night.